Hey, Brightsider! Today I'm going to tell you a story that might sound familiar to you. Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown and sued the owner of the hill, and his personal injury attorney got him a big settlement. Oh, wait, wrong story. Okay, here we go. Meet Nancy. Lately, Nancy has been feeling generally unhappy with life. There seems to be all these things she wants, but they're just not happening for her. She wants that promotion at work. She wants to eat healthier. She wants to go to the gym more. She wants more energy. Things that we all want. The list seems overwhelming to Nancy, though. She begins to feel kind of bad about herself and starts overeating, having anxiety, and laying awake at night thinking about all these things that seem so out of reach. Well, there goes the healthy eating and energy, she thinks. Nancy becomes grumpy and mopey, and dopey and Doc, and all the other dwarves, and takes it out on some of her friends, family, and coworkers. There goes the promotion, she says to herself. Now Nancy feels even worse, like she's in a vicious cycle she'll never get out of. But you know what? One day, Nancy realized that enough was enough and decided to make a change. She wrote down all her goals and even began to get excited, feeling a burst of energy that she hadn't felt in a long time. Nancy decided to jump in with both feet and meet all of her goals at once with her newfound motivation. She started going to the gym every day after work. She started eating huge salads for nearly every meal. She began to take on more responsibility at work. Nancy started smiling more and began to feel good about herself. But soon Nancy started feeling overwhelmed again. Her new, heavier workload at the office and going to the gym after work every day was exhausting for her. When she got home, she didn't feel like taking the time to put together that jumbo salad, and it was getting boring anyway. So Nancy opted to go for some fast food or eat that whole bag of potato chips, which is what she really wanted anyways. Plus, she'd been working so hard, she deserved a break, right? The cycle began again. Instead of seeing the number on the scale go down, Nancy saw it go up or stay the same. Nancy wasn't seeing the results that she wanted from the gym either, and started skipping days here and there. And more energy? Forget about it. Nancy felt even lower on energy than she did in the beginning, before she wrote down her goals. Since she had no energy, she wasn't performing at work. So where did Nancy go wrong? No, it wasn't the 7 dwarfs. Nancy didn't have true commitment to her goals. She wanted fast, instantly gratifying results. She overwhelmed herself by trying to do too much all at the same time, and ended up taking steps backwards instead of forwards. So the big question is, what should Nancy have done differently? If you have some big goals, especially if you have several at once, take a step back. Make sure you're really committed to put in the work and to be patient with getting results. Be willing to accept that you're probably not going to achieve your goals overnight. The time must be put in. This is the first place where Nancy went wrong. She expected big results in a small amount of time. Instead, give yourself smaller goals to reach first. Let's take the example of the gym. First, decide what's doable for you. How many nights after work are you okay with going to the gym? What's a reasonable goal to set for yourself? Let's say you decide on 2 times a week, Monday and Friday. Really stick to this goal. Do it until it just becomes part of your life. It should be second nature, like showering every day. Soon, the action of working out will turn into a habit. This is what you want. When you reach this point, add in one more day at the gym, say Wednesday. So now you're going to the gym 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's huge. So before, Nancy wasn't going to the gym at all or on a consistent basis. Then she committed to a very manageable twice-a-week regimen that more than doubled her output. Going to the gym twice a week meant that Nancy was going to the gym 8 times a month, if the month has 4 weeks. Just adding one more day a week increases this to 12 times a month. It may not seem like it, but that's a huge increase. This logic can be applied to any goal. It doesn't just apply to fitness goals. Small goal plus commitment equals habit. Habit plus increased small goal plus commitment equals achieved goal. Writing down your goal and the smaller goals you set to achieve it can be helpful too. So, what happened to Nancy? Well, she branched out her goals and applied true commitment to each step. Nancy feels a sense of accomplishment, like she's getting somewhere. She no longer feels mopey and down in the dumps. She feels happier and lighter. She can handle her anxiety and is smiling a lot more. Her sense of accomplishment has given her a huge confidence boost too. And that's important here as well. Sometimes that surge of energy you feel after you've achieved something is confidence. Nancy's energy level is through the roof. Nancy knows she isn't perfect, and that's okay. I mean, who has perfect, unwavering commitment and can take a straight-line path to their goal? Not very many people. We're human after all. Nancy's path, and probably your path, has some right turns, left turns, and zigzags. She's accepted that meeting her goals will take time and patience. Now, Nancy is happy with life and knows that she can accomplish anything with the right method. And so can you. Just do it the right way so that you're not overwhelmed, which can set you back and make you feel discouraged. Confidence is also a key part of this equation. It's like a meme or a t-shirt. Nancy has goals. Nancy sets small, achievable goals to reach a bigger one. Be like Nancy and live happily ever after. So how about you?
8 scientific tips on how to become perfectly happy. There are thousands of tips and psychological techniques to help you feel happy and learn to rejoice each day. But what if our own body had a say in the matter? Here are some findings from neuroscientists, the people who know exactly when and why your brain can give you the feeling of total satisfaction. The first tip is our favorite. It's helpful and very easy to do. Number 8. Engage in pleasant expectations. The process of waiting for something nice, such as food or sex, is similar to the learned salivation response. Our brain experiences pleasure by simply anticipating the fun event. That's why we're so fond of counting the hours and minutes to some particular moment, be it a birthday or a wedding, a meeting with a friend, or just an end to a long working day. Number 7. Solve problems one at a time. Our brain never stops searching for solutions to every problem that worries us. This takes a lot of energy, so whenever the brain gets tired and the problem remains unsolved, we feel anxiety and irritation. On the other hand, for every right decision, our brain rewards itself with a dose of neurotransmitters that calm the limbic system and help us once again see the world in a better light. Therefore, you need to try to deal with one problem at a time. Number 6. Don't keep things pent up. Talk about what bothers you. The processes of wordlessly going through something unpleasant and talking about your predicament involve making use of different parts of the brain. In the latter case, negative emotions have a lesser impact on your well-being. It is, therefore, advisable not to keep your problems pent up. Whenever you talk about them, your brain triggers the production of serotonin and even manages to find some positive sides to the situation. Number 5. Touch and embrace. To us humans, social interaction is important. Various forms of physical support, especially touch and embraces, can speed up a person's recovery from an illness. If you remove physical interaction from your life, the brain perceives its absence the way it perceives physical pain. The same brain zones become activated in both instances. This, in turn, triggers the processes that affect your mood and contribute to the development of depression. Number 4. Learn, learn, and once again, learn. For the brain, acquiring new knowledge means permanent adaptation to a changing environment. Using this process, our brain develops, rewarding its own attempts to absorb and process new information with dopamine, the hormone of joy. If you want to be happy, don't be afraid to try something new, to change your surroundings, to learn new things. Number 3, play sports. Physical activity is stress for the body. As soon as the stress ends, your body gets a reward, a dose of endorphins released by the pituitary gland. The effect is similar to that of opiates, for example morphine, which reduces pain and elevates the mood. You don't need to run marathons to achieve this result. Even a regular walk can do wonders. Incidentally, many writers and composers consider taking walks an indispensable part of the creative process. Number 2, always try to get a good sleep. Start using a sleep mask. As long as your brain thinks it's nighttime, it keeps on sleeping. While we sleep in the dark, our body secretes the hormone melatonin. This hormone slows down all processes in the body, helping it to recover and increasing the level of serotonin in the hypothalamus. If the brain detects a change in lighting, it triggers the release of the stress hormone to awaken the body quickly. Therefore, it is important to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day and only in darkened environments. Number 1, learn to say thank you. When we say thank you to a person or even fate for something, we focus ourselves on the positive aspects of life. Pleasant memories trigger serotonin production in the anterior cingulate cortex. This technique is often used for treating depression.
Why I started waking up at 5:30 a.m. and how it changed my life. We keep hearing about how early birds are way more productive and successful. Tim Cook, Richard Branson, and Howard Schultz all wake up at 5:30 a.m. or even earlier. So one day, I decided to conduct an experiment to find out whether it's truly helpful or necessary. And this simple decision has definitely changed my life. According to statistics, the average person in America rises sometime between 6 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. I was never really an exception to this generally accepted routine of getting up at 7:45 in the morning, leaving for work by 8 a.m., and sipping a large cup of coffee on the go. Then there was the long and tedious commute, after which I'd reach my office around 9 a.m. After work, I was so exhausted that my only wish was to lie down and do nothing. So I did precisely that. No gym, no self-development, and no creative planning. Just a blurry mind and a constant feeling of tiredness day after day. Was it finally time to shake things up a bit? My answer was yes. And this is how the most important experiment of my life began. I'm not going to lie. The first couple of days were the worst. I could barely keep my eyes open, and I dreamed about getting back to sleep. This was no surprise since I've always considered myself to be a night owl. Luckily, my willpower won the battle, and I made myself continue with the experiment. After the first week, however, I learned an eye-opening truth about myself. Mornings are the most productive time of day for me. It was like finding out that your enemy is actually your closest friend. My productivity just kept getting better and better. I started to wake up with a clear mind, a well-rested body, and the ability to immediately concentrate on important tasks and set goals for the following day. It turns out that early rises give you way more time to do things than you'd ever imagine. I do so many tasks before starting work in the morning that I'm amazed by how I've already done so much when my family members haven't even woken up yet. Needless to say, by the time the evening rolls around, I have no more work left to do and can spend more time with the people I love. The greatest bonus ever! Another wonderful addition is being able to take my time. Before this experiment, I used to start my day by jumping out of bed, late as usual, and rushing to get myself ready. But I still usually arrived at work late. True story, right? I walked into my office looking disheveled and grumpy, barely awake, and behind everyone else. That's certainly not a great way to start the day. My new sleeping regime, however, gave me 2 extra hours before I had to leave for work. That period of time was enough for me to get organized and even enjoy a hot cup of freshly ground coffee and read a couple of pages from my favorite book. Just ask yourself this: when was the last time you did that before work? For me, this moment alone makes all the effort worthwhile. All the spare time I had opened the doors to new possibilities, habits, and hobbies. Of course, it's your call what to pick. I find that developing new habits is crucial to one's self-improvement, and the extra morning hours are the perfect time to make it happen. So I dedicated mine to personal growth and planning. I added brand new things to my morning routine. It was typically brushing my teeth, shaving, and getting dressed. But during the experiment, I also gulped down a glass of warm water right after that and went to my desk to do some reading and planning for the day. No weekend break either. If you decide to try a similar experiment, don't forget that a morning ritual is much more than just a way to organize your morning routine. It helps you easily insert new habits among your old ones by chaining all the tasks together. Try to create your morning ritual in the form of a to-do list, and you'll form new good habits while perfecting your old ones. By the way, one of the habits you can pick up is working out. I know, training is no fun. Boo! Look, I'd rather be eating pizza too. But the thing is, you can always choose the exercises that you like. For example, if you hate burpees but love jogging, then just jog and forget about the burpees once and for all. If you can't stand push-ups but don't mind a plank, include it in your workout. Trust me, when your training session consists of the exercises that you find bearable and even enjoyable, it feels good. I quickly figured out that going to the gym right after work was most likely to be put off because of the other things that come up or simply because of tiredness. Morning exercises, on the other hand, can never get canceled. Thanks to the extra time I'd gained, I started jogging for 30 minutes every morning and lost about 4 pounds after a month. And I'm not gonna stop there. I'm on a mission here, guys. If you're an introvert and enjoy spending time alone in silence, you'll definitely have a new level of appreciation for early rises. And that's my favorite thing about them too. No kids yelling, no babies crying, no cars honking, and no television noise. The early morning hours are really peaceful. Nothing was distracting me from important tasks. I could easily gather my thoughts, plan ahead, and focus effectively on what I was doing at that moment. In the middle of my experiment, I found out that Jeremy Korst, the former general manager of Microsoft, wakes up between 3:30 and 4 a.m. for the same reasons: clarity of thought and quiet time. During the following 2 hours in the morning, he usually does all his work that requires the most focus without any distractions. After all, as Pascal once said, the sole cause of a man's unhappiness is that he does not know how to stay quietly in his room. And waking up early will certainly help you learn the art of peacefulness. Getting to work also became much more comfortable. No one likes traveling in rush hour, and I'm no exception. But if you have a morning commute, you can take an earlier bus or train that is less busy and more pleasant to travel on, and you'll arrive more quickly. If you're a driver, you can avoid heavier traffic and reduce your journey time significantly. Or, better yet, you can start commuting by bike as I did during the experiment. One of the most pleasant forms of exercising ever. My breakfast meals also changed for the better. During my experiment, I found a fascinating article about a study conducted by Cross-Modal Research Laboratory of Oxford University in the UK. The study's results confirm that we should consume about 15 to 25% of our daily energy intake in our morning meal. Without breakfast, we usually get so hungry by lunchtime that we eat lots of unhealthy yet pleasurable foods. Before the experiment, by the time I'd woken up, I had to be somewhere else already. That's why I almost always skipped breakfast. But those quiet morning hours before work solved this problem perfectly. I had enough time to not only prepare breakfast, but to sit down and enjoy it as well. And after that, I'll never go back to my old, I'll just grab a snack ways. And last but not least, another bonus of my little experiment was the quality of my sleep. As a night owl, I used to go to sleep and wake up at random times. But when you have to wake up early, you have no other choice but to establish a proper sleeping schedule. During this month-long experiment, I realized that I don't need to stay in bed for 10 to 12 hours to get enough sleep. Waking up at 5:30, I feel rested and full of energy to start a new day. A regular sleep schedule improves the quality of your sleep and makes you feel better. And for all these reasons, my experiment never really ended. I still wake up at 5:30 every morning to enjoy my day to the fullest. Think about it. Maybe you want to try this adventure yourself. If the answer is yes, then you'll probably need some tips on how to become an early riser, especially if you are naturally a hardcore night owl. No problem. I went through the same transformation, and there are some incredibly useful things that helped me on my way. First of all, open your curtains before going to bed. The logic behind this one is simple. With the first rays of sun, you'll be forced to wake up. Setting a curfew for electronics can also be a great solution. According to the National Sleep Foundation, electronic devices make it more difficult for you to get to sleep because their blue light restrains the production of melatonin, the hormone that controls sleep cycles. So it's not a bad idea to withdraw from your phone, tablet, and TV at least an hour before bed if you want to improve the quality of your sleep. Of course, going to sleep earlier is a must. If you decide to get up 2 hours earlier, go to bed at least 2 hours earlier too. Only then will you get enough sleep. If you have trouble falling asleep, try reading in bed or listening to an audiobook. On the other hand, if you find it difficult to get up that early in the morning, put your alarm across the room from your bed. If it's right next to the bed, you'll shut it off or hit snooze and fall asleep again. But if it's out of your reach, it won't be that easy to continue sleeping. If it works, start doing your morning ritual as soon as possible. Go to the bathroom and brush your teeth. Your quick actions will leave no room for feeling sleepy and returning to bed. As I was preparing for the experiment, I found a rather interesting approach created by comedian Jerry Seinfeld. He uses a calendar system to force himself to write his jokes. Basically, he has a big wall calendar, and for every day that he writes new material, he puts a big red X on it. He aims to create an unbroken chain of these X marks for as long as he can. This is a great way to build a new lifestyle because it gives you a visual record of your success and allows you to see how far you've come. As you go further and further, be sure to reward yourself for every step. For me, the reward was a cup of tasty herbal tea or a good book. Your reward could be a delicious treat for breakfast, watching the sunrise, or meditating. Anything you take pleasure in. And that's everything you need to know if you want to proceed with the experiment yourself. Hang in there for the first couple days and cherish all the amazing results for the rest of your life. Good luck!
19 incredible tips that will change your life. We try so hard to become better, smarter, stronger, and we often don't look for easy ways. That's too bad because there are less stressful ways that will give you the same outcome. There are less stressful ways to reach your goals. We have found 19 simple tricks that will improve your life. You will also find a bonus trick that will help you to get along with people better. Number 19. Eye level. When you're at the store, don't be lazy and look at the lowest shelves. Why? It's because the cheapest products are over there, no doubt. Our psychology works linearly when we choose the product. We are likely to buy those things that we see right in front of us. That's why marketing experts put more expensive products or those that they need to sell fast right at the level of your eyes. Number 18. Long light. The candles will last longer if you put them in the freezer before lighting them up. Let some physics in your life. When the wax is frozen, it melts twice as long. You are welcome to save your money next time when you're buying candles. Isn't it awesome? Number 17. Google Colors. To check the quality of your printer ink, just print the Google logo. We are not sure if this has been done intentionally, but the logo has all the necessary main colors in it. And also, you don't need to search for a pick with all the colors included. How smart! Number 16. Eating slowly. It is amazing that not only beauty fans but also scientists work on slimming. Now, you'll be glad to know that you gain weight slowly, even if you eat high-calorie products, the slower you eat. There is also an experiment stating that fast eaters gained about 4 pounds in a month only because they were eating too fast, while slow eaters ended up with 1.5 pounds of weight gain. So chew your food thoroughly, guys. Number 15. Zoo uniform. One more psychological hint, but this time it is connected with animals. If you love going to the zoo, but animals hide from you, you can improve the situation with uniform-like clothes. Put on those things which are similar to the zoo worker's uniform in shape and color. Animals will see something familiar and won't hide so actively. Bonus, you see your favorite animals and have the best picks. Number 14. Banana Joy. This yellow fruit is even called the fruit of happiness in case you didn't know. The thing is, only one banana per breakfast is capable of lifting your mood for half of your usual day. It also helps you to cope with negative emotions. No long explanations are needed. Just try this in the morning and share what you think in the comments below. Number 13. Workout coffee break. Fitness and workouts can be tiresome and slowly transform into a routine activity. So it's not a secret that people use various additional tricks for the fast fat burning. Now you can learn that just a single cup of coffee before the training set makes the fat burn faster. It's also cheap and available almost everywhere. Number 12. Hot spoon. Oh, mosquito bites are awful. This itching can nearly drive you insane. But there is a simple and very popular hack to cope with it. You just need to place a hot spoon on the bite and you'll forget about any itching. Amazingly easy, isn't it? Number 11. Location importance. This is the most serious tip on the list, and we sincerely hope you'll never have to use it. When calling 911, first disclose your location, and only then start describing the issue. This way, the operator will be able to send you help before the call ends. Sometimes tiny bits of time can save your life. Number 10. Saving nap. A nap during the day improves your memory and protects you from cardiovascular disease. However, sleeping is the tricky thing. Be careful. If you sleep more than 9 hours, it might disrupt your immune system. Number 9. Amazing watermelon. Scientists surely know their job. Recently, they have proved that watermelon is the natural Viagra with similar effects: dilation and relaxation. What's not clear is how much watermelon you should eat. What if it's more than 65 pounds at once? Still, it's necessary to admit how wonderfully caring nature can be. Number 8. Magic music. One more good thing for athletic people. If you are listening to music during your workout, you become 15% more productive in lifting weights. Now put your earphones on and start training. And don't forget to like this video if this trick works. Number 7. Memory fingers. This tip has been checked by billions of people. Your brain can work harder with the help of your hand. To remember something immediately, clench your fist. This will boost the memory recalling skills of your brain, and as a result, the necessary information will come up to your mind right in time. Number 6. Helping hand. You do everything with your dominant hand and don't even pay attention to usual automatic actions. But next time, try to challenge your brain and do any of your ordinary habits, for example, brushing your teeth, with the non-dominant hand. This trick will shake up your brain and stimulate it to work more actively. Number 5. Little men. When you have to spend your time with a lot of children, you surely need all your nerves and patience. If they become too annoying, we usually get upset, and everything ends up with anger and headaches. There is a small, funny tip to help you. Try to think of them as little drunk men. On the one hand, it lifts your mood. On the other hand, you don't demand too much adequacy and concentration from a drunken person, do you? Children grow up very fast, and soon you will remember all those running small people with a nostalgic smile. Number 4, loud relaxation. Forget about the prohibition for listening to loud music. You can still do it, just don't be too hard on it and control the level. The idea is the following. If you listen to loud music at home, you feel happier and more relaxed than while doing it at a regular sound level. So, boost the volume up once in a while. And don't forget to dance. You're at home and no one sees you anyway. So, why don't you get a bit wild? Number 3, green tea wonders. Green tea, as well as other metabolism boosters, can be helpful in your slimming. Just drink a cup of green tea and go to bed. The secret is in the components of the drink, which thoroughly make metabolism faster. Number 2, sleeping gymnastics. Stresses and hard work can leave you without healthy sleeping. You all know the state when you are overwhelmed with thoughts and emotions. It's almost impossible to calm down and fall asleep. We are happy to share the secret. The 4-7-8 exercise can help you. You need to inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Then hold your breath for a count of 7. Then exhale through your mouth for the count of 8. 4 cycles of this and you're nearly sleeping. Number 1, calming yogurt. If you feel anxious, just eat some fat-free yogurt and 2 spoonfuls of nuts. Amino acids will help you to calm down. Besides, it is far more than tasty. And here is an awesome bonus we've talked about. If you want to know how a person treats you, try to read their body language. Crossed legs and arms mean the closed position. Such a person is not ready to trust you. If the person is relaxed and doesn't cross their limbs, this is the open position. And it means this person likes spending time with you and enjoys the conversation.